So, okay. So, the first thing told in the lectures was the combined schema without repetition. So, it was discussed that there are some relations for which you can combine two relations and get it into one relation, and there is a possibility that there is no repetition in this case. But if there is some repetition or we have some other constraints, we can go for smaller schemas. For that, we want to decompose it with the help of the functional dependency it holds, and also we have to take care of the lossy or lossless decomposition. Okay, so the major focus of us should be that for each of the case we should not lose any data, or the data set, the database we want to work on should not get corrupted. Okay, for that, the lossless decomposition is the way through which you can create a good relation or schema. So I'll just provide a brief description about how this lossy decomposition takes place. Consider there is a relation, okay, where there are three things. There is name, there is price, or there is, you can say, category. There are some values according to it, okay. Williams, or you can say Oracle, or Adidas. Some price 100,000, and WordPress uh, database, or let's say it is also concerned about database. This is any relation which we want to decompose. Okay, so to decompose it, let's say we are decomposing this relation into tables. Okay, first is having there is category, and there is name, and second is category and price. Now what will happen when we will decompose it in this way? There are two categories, but there will be multiple entries. Okay, so for WP the name is Williams. For DB there is Oracle, there is Adidas. Same for WP, DB, there is 100,000 and 100. Now, if we want to join them based upon category, what will happen? There will be these attributes present in the table, what we will form after the normalization, sorry, after joining. But there will be some extra attributes, some extra tuples will be added, which will be having some misleading information, like just join them. Okay, there is price, there is category. So for each name there is Williams, there is Oracle, there is Adidas. Okay, now if we will see about the categories, William is having WP category and having 100 price from here. Now what will happen to Oracle? Oracle is having DB, so DB is having two cases. Okay, these two cases, there is 1000 also, there is 100 also, so it will be so it will okay, so it will be mapped to both of the entries. Okay, so Oracle will be having let me raise it and write it clearly. So there is name, there is price, and there is category. So for William, we will have 100. We will have this category WP, and WP is having price 100. Okay. Sorry, WP. Now coming to the Oracle. Oracle is having DB. Okay. So for DB, there are two entries in the category price table. Okay. So it will be mapped with both of these. Similarly for Adidas, it is having DB. It will be having DB 1000. So we have this original table. When we joined these two attributes, we got the data which was actually existing there, but we also got some of the wrong entries, like this Oracle 100, or you can say this Adidas 100, oh sorry, Adidas 1000. So there are two entries which are having which were not existing in the real data. So we actually ended up with a loss of information, or you can say uh, for timing we are not responsible. You can mail to the NPTEL people, they will take care of it. We were provided this timing very earlier to before starting of this course. So okay, so what I want to say that whenever we will go for this kind of decomposition, we will end up with having some of the information loss, or some of the extra information which is not actually relevant and not actually existing one. So and this is also a case when there is only one-to-one mapping. We just decompose them, and when we join them we get same entry, same table as this. So this is called lossless join decomposition. So our major focus is to actually create those kind of schemas where we get the relevant information and the information that is actual, that is existing one. Okay, without redundancy, without any inconsistency in the records. So we want to avoid those kind of problems. Next thing is there is one word that is functional dependency we will use. So what functional dependency tells? It tells that for any legal relations, R is basically pointing out the instance of the relation. Whenever there are two tuples T1 and T2 of R agree on same attribute of alpha, they also agree on attributes on beta. Okay, so this is actually taught in the PPT, the lectures. We will use it in our today's questions. And then there was something was multi-value decomposition. So there was complementation, there was augmentation, transitivity, replication, collision. So all of these things were covered in week 4. And the major thing that was covered was the normalization forms, 1NF, where The relation contains atomic value. In 2NF, there should be live interactive session on each topic that includes in syllabus. Uh, we have only. Can you please request NPTEL to make course bit easier assignment note? Uh, you can write on discussion forums for that. We are just responsible for taking this problem solving and kind of discussion session uh, to just solve some doubts based upon the previous year assignment so that you can solve the current year assignment easily. Okay, so for everything you want, there is a discussion forum you can write over there. Uh, for 1NF, there should be atomic value. For 2NF, it should be in 1NF, and all key non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on the primary key. And for 3NF, it should be in 2NF, then there should be no transition dependency exist. Then there is a bias code normal form. BCNF, we also tell it as 3.5NF. Here, the functional dependency should be having a super key. So let's come into the questions. Uh, so we will go one by one. So in this question, what it is telling that the following dependency hold in a relation order taker. Order is actually determining customer, then packaging and customer collectively determining delivery. Okay. Now it wants that order packaging to determine delivery. It is asking for the rule with the help of which it can hold. Okay, so first is decomposition rule. Okay, so in case of decomposition, let's consider what happens in case of decomposition. If there is functional dependency x provides yz, I am telling about decomposition. So it is decomposed into x determines y and x determines z. Okay, something like this. We can prove it also, but I think it is covered in the lectures. You can see it in net also. Then there is augmentation. What augmentation tells? Augmentation basically tells that if you have some dependency like x determines y, and we add some extra attribute to both sides, it will not affect the relation. Okay, so consider there is z, so it will xz can form yz. Then there is pseudo transitivity. Pseudo transitivity, what it tells? It tells that if there is x determines y and there is something yz determines w, then it can infer that xz determines w. Okay, how? We can prove it like if there is x determines y, so just apply augmentation here, xz will determine yz. Now if yz is determining w, then with the help of transitivity we can easily say that xz is determining yz and yz is determining w. So what we can infer is xz can determine w. So it is the rule of pseudo transitivity. Then third is then the fourth option is transitivity. Yes, you are open. You can just answer if you are getting the questions. You are getting the answers. You can post in the chat. Okay, solve with me. If there is no problem with the question, you can just post the answer. If there will be wrong, I will correct you. and if you are right, then it is very good. Okay. uh, so it is for the pseudo transitivity. Then there is transitivity. In transitivity, what happens if it is given like x provides y, and then y determines z, then we can infer from here that x can also determine z. Okay. So these are four rules they have provided in the options. There are two more rules, union and the reflexivity. So let's select the options. Is it the decomposition? I don't think. Decomposition basically breaks it into two. It is not the case. Augmentation. In augmentation, there should be, if order packaging is there, then customer packaging should be there. No. Then pseudo transitivity, we can think it of like O is determining C, then PC is determining D. So if sorry, if there is we say O is actually X and C is actually Y, P is Z and D is W. So what is happening here? X is determining Y and PC ZY is determining W, or you can say YZ is determining W. So we can and we what we want OP determining D. So O is X, P is actually Z, and determines D is equal to W. So you can see X determines Y, YZ determines W, and XZ determines W. So it should be pseudo transitivity, and it's not transitivity because there is not such kind of relation. X determines Y determines Z, and X determines Z. Okay. So answer is C. Any doubt? Yeah. If there is any doubt, just post on chat. If you are able to answer the question, just post on chat. Okay. Then coming to the next question, what is this telling? We are given instance of swapping list relation. Okay, and we have to search for the functional dependencies hold on swapping list. Okay, just see the options and match with the schema, and we will get to the answer. So first is telling for option A, it is telling product is determining quality and cost. Okay, so let's see, is it so? So okay, product is there. If we are taking soap, there is a unique. Okay, we can first decompose it. Okay, okay. Is B able to determine the means? Is P able to determine this quantity? Let's see. Uh, for each of the tuple, we have some quantity. But if we will consider this rice, okay, rice is having 5. Yeah. So P is able to determine Q. But just go for this cost. What we will end up with? For cost, we have shampoo with cost 50. Sorry, soap with cost 50, shampoo with cost 200, and soap with cost 200. Okay. So from here we can infer that it is able to derive this means determine this cost, but sorry, quantity, but not cost. So first is wrong. Coming to the next option, what it is telling? please join on time. Next is there is quantity and cost. If we are taking it collectively, it should determine the product. Okay, let's see. Um, if quantity is 2 and the cost is 50, there is I think only one option, that is soap. Then if there is quantity 1 and cost 200, there is only one entry, that is shampoo. If there is quantity 5 and 2500, then there is rice. 5 and 2500, there is only one entry. Quantity 2 and this cost is 200, there is only one entry, and same for the noodles. So what we can infer is, for each of the combination we are getting from the quantity and cost, we are getting some value. Okay, for each of the combination we are getting for different combination we are getting that price. Okay, so it is able to differentiate the product. Next, if we are considering product and cost, will we be able to uh, get the quantity? Just check. So if we have product shampoo and the cost 50, we have quantity, sorry, soap and 50. Uh, is there any other one? There is soap, but there is 200. So there is only one entry for this. If there is shampoo and there is 200, is there any other entry? No, there is only one quantity. If there is rice and there is the cost of 2500, it is only one unique attribute. Okay, for this also there is, this is the key. For soap and 200, there is one, and noodles and the 80. So we can infer that it is also holding. Okay, next, product and quantity. Just search for the unique values or the keys. If the left hand side is actually the I think candidate key, then we can infer easily. Hmm? So there is product and quantity. So if there is product soap with quantity 2, there are two entries, so there will be two costs. From here only we can infer that we are not able to differentiate between the cost of two different tuples, so it will not be the answer. So the answer will be B and C. What we have done is we have actually searched for the candidate key in this case. Okay, please repeat. Okay, in this question it is asked for from us that we have to search for the functional dependencies which are holding. Okay, so what we have searched, that is the left hand side a candidate key. Just a simple answer, if we will get it, then we will be able to solve this question. If we will go for product, for product there are two products having same name. Okay, if we are considering quantity and cost, then if you will see, if you will go through this table, you will get that each of the attribute each of the tuple we are able to uniquely identify for the product. Okay, same case for this C option. If we are taking product and cost compositely, then we are able to uniquely identify each of the quantity, we are able to uniquely take each of the tuple. But if we are considering product and quantity, then what is happening, that there are two products and quantity sets which are having different cost. Okay, so there will be loss of information. Okay, So that's why A and D will not hold, B and C will hold. Okay, sorry. Next one is about determining the attributes. Okay, so in a relation goodie bag, there is bag name, there is item 1, there is item 2, there is item 3, there is color, there is cost. What it is telling that the bag name uniquely identifies item 1 and item 2. Okay, so bag name is able to determine item 1 and item 2 uniquely. Next is cost of the goodie bag is identified by item 1, 2 and 3 together. Sorry. So cost uh, what it is telling identified by I1, I2, I3. Item 3 together can infer the cost. Next is item 1 can identify the color and bag name. Item 1 can identify the color and bag name. Okay. Now, what it is telling, which of the following attributes can neither be derived directly nor indirectly for item 1 only. So, let's check one by one. First is the cost. We have to check for cost. Is it able to anywhere derive this cost? So from first dependency there is no cost. In second dependency individually it cannot derive this cost. From third dependency there is nothing for cost. So cost is the one option that cannot be derived directly. Yes.
Sir, please speak loudly.
Okay. So what we want that we want an attribute from there, from the options, which cannot be directly or indirectly derived from item 1 only. Okay, so we have to search for the functional dependencies, we have to see the functional dependencies, and finally we have to come to the inference for each of the attribute given the options, uh, which are actually able to be derived from the item 1 only or not. Okay, so one thing, we got the cost. Let's check for the color. Is it able to derive color? So for color you can see here, if we will apply the decomposition we will get color from here. So color is not the option, it can be derived from item 1. Then coming to the next option, item 2, is there any dependency between item 1 and item 2? I don't think so. There is no functional dependency of item 2 on item 1, so it is not the answer. Now coming to the D option, item 3, can be able to derive item 3. So let's check for it. If we see from here, I1 derives cost and Bn. Okay, then sorry, color and Bn. Okay, from item 1. So if we take closure of it, what we will get? There will be color, there will be bn, and from bn we will get I1 and I2. Okay. Mm, so is it the item 2 here? From bn, if it is deriving bn, what we will get? It is able to derive bn. Then bag name can actually derive item 1 and item 2. So item 2 can be easily identified with the help of item 1. Okay. Am I right? Can anyone discuss with me? A and T. How?
So item 3 cannot be derived from anything.
Oh, yes. Oh,
I
sorry.
item
Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry.
actually, as you said,
Oh,
item
yeah.
2 can be derived from goodie bag, where goodie bag can okay, goodie
Okay.
goodie
Yeah.
okay, sir.
Yeah. Actually, I there was some mistake from me in case of I just pretend some wrong answer. So it is asking for what attributes it cannot derive directly. So item 3 cannot be directly derived. Okay. Item 3 cannot be directly derived. Item 2 can be derived from this bn. Okay. So item 3 and cost. So A and D are the options. Okay. Correct options. Sorry. Okay. Let's jump to the next one. It is very simple question. If you see, there is GC game company. It is having game number, player, then game type, then session with the with this dependency. If we just take closure of each of the left hand side attribute, and I think we will get to the answer. Okay. If there is game number, game number actually determines player. So if we will take the and player actually determines game type. So if we will take closure of it, what we will get? We will get actually game number, then there is player, and from player we will get this game type. Now it is telling the season is the only candidate key. It is asking for only candidate key for game company. Now which of following is true? If X is session and Y is player, what will happen? If X is session and Y is player, so the functional dependency it is telling about session derives player. So if we will take just closure of it, we will be ending up with session player, and from player we can go to game type. Okay, so it will not be the right one. Now coming to the next one, what it is telling, it is X is the game number derives session. So if game number is deriving session, again if we will take closer, it will be ending up with session only, because from session we will not be able to go anywhere from these equations, these functional dependencies. Next is player and session. So if player determines session, then again we will end up with this thing only. Coming to the next option, it is telling session determines game number. So if we will take this closure, what it will take? First is session, then there is gn. From gn we will get this player and game type. You can see we have all the option, all the attributes covered with the help of session only. So session is the candidate key here. So D is the right option. Okay, option D. Any doubt? I don't think there should be any doubt in this. It was very simple question.
Hello,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes, yes, yes. Please tell.
Sir, game number already is the closest set is game number plus player plus GT, game tag.
Game
And
tag.
if you are going to option B,
Yes.
option B, so we have already determined that the game number plus equal to set of game number plus comma P plus comma game T.
You are telling about option number B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if we are taking option B, it is telling game number derives session. Oh, sorry, session. Okay. So
Yes,
if we
sir.
will take closure of session from here, what we will take?
So there is no closure of session, but there is closure of game number.
So what we want is session should be the only candidate key, not game number or game company.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So coming to the next one. Uh, There are two kind of functional dependency sets for this university relation, and we have to search for the right statements. First is telling that neither S1 covers S2 and nor S2 covers S1. Second is telling S1 covers S2 covers S1, but okay, so all four possibilities are there. So we should know what are the covers. Uh, so I want to tell this for this question. The set is covering means both of the functional dependencies should be equivalent to each other. If it is so, or if it is providing some subset of S1 to S2, then only we can comment on this cover. Okay, so let's get started. University is having name, department, HOD, then student count, then ESTD established. Okay. S1 is having functional dependency 1 as this name to department, name department to HOD, then FD3, student to name HOD and ESTD. If we will just decompose it, what we will get? Just a single attribute at right side. Okay, so N provides D and D provides HOD, then S provides N, S provides H, S provides. Okay. From second option, what we are getting from S2, name provides departments, name provides HOD, student provides name, and student provides ESTD. Now we have to search for redundant attributes, dependencies, statements, and also for extraneous attributes if there. Okay, so first I will tell that D here is the like a extraneous attribute. Why? Because N is from 1 we can infer that N is deriving D, so ND providing H we can decompose it into, we can infer from here that N provides H. Okay, from ND provides H, now N can determine H. Next is if S is determining N, okay, if S is determining N and N is determining S, so it is very obvious. It is the obvious statement. If S is determining N, so S will be determining H due to transitivity. Okay, so we can eliminate this two and we can update this second functional dependency with this and determines H. Okay, so what we have compact kind of functional set for S1. Now what we have N determines T, N determines H, S determines N, it is eliminated, S determines E. So if you will see, this is same as S2. Okay, if we see S2 and these two, there is I don't think there is any kind of functional dependency which is more needed to be compressed, because these are now same, these are equivalent, we can infer from here only. So both are equivalent, so both can cover each other. Okay, if there is any other dependency which is different from uh, any functional dependency set, then we can, I think we can say that this is not covering the another functional dependency set, but here the inference is same, we have got the equivalent functional dependency set. Okay, actually I'm repeating it again. uh, for this cover kind of questions, we have to see the functional dependencies sets which are equivalent. Okay, so if there is extra functional dependencies and means we have to search for some subset or equivalency or superset. Okay, so first what we have done, we just eliminate the extraneous attribute. Extraneous attribute means if we eliminate that attribute, there will be no effect on closure. Okay, so like in this case, in this name department. Okay, so actually name is deriving the department from this functional dependency one. So from here we can infer that there is no need of department here. Name is already deriving department, so name only can means name individually can determine the HOD. Next thing is, if uh, S is determining N, means student count is determining name. So and name is determining this H or HOD. So what we can infer from transitivity rule, what we have seen in previous slides, we can infer that there is no need of this statement, this student count derives HOD, because it is obvious now. So we can eliminate this. Now if we will see the broad picture, what is happened, we have only four statements. Okay, N determines D, N determines H, S determines N, and S determines C. And if we see here S2, all four statements are there. Okay, so what we can infer, that both are ending up with the same output, same kind of functional dependency sets. Okay, so both are covering each other. That is the statement what I want to make. Okay,
So then, can we say superset covers the subset? That means
yes,
if S1 has one additional functional dependency, then we can say S1 cover S2 and not vice versa. We cannot say
yes, yes, yes,
not vice versa.
yes, yes, I think
Okay,
so.
okay,
Yes, that's.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
If anyone has different opinion about it, they can easily tell, open their mic or write on chat. If I am wrong, you can say. Okay, it is also a discussion session for you. But our major focus is for problem solving. Next, there is a relation. there is notice, and there are some functional dependencies. Then they have decomposed this notice in two relations, and what they want us to comment on the lossless or uh, dependency preserving attributes. So for this, uh, in notice, first I am giving some short names for it so that we can easily write. We have limited space. Okay, so this is the relation, and this is actually the relation. Next is functional dependency 1, which is telling T and S derives O. Functional dependency 2, organization is recipient, and recipient to the title. Okay, sorry, this one. Sorry. Then we are decomposing it to subnotice 1, which is having title, subject, organization. Then SN2 is having organization and recipient. Okay. Um, so first, what we will do? Let us find the closure for each of these SN1 and SN2 for each of the elements with the help of this these given functional dependencies, or you can say these. Okay. So first is closure of. I request everyone please join on time. Okay. Every time you will ping me, I have to accept, and that actually affects the flow of my teaching. Okay. So first there is closure of just taking SN1 first. Closure of T. What we will get from here, there is nothing, no attribute in right side which can be determined individually with the help of T. So we have T only. We can say it as a trivial one, okay, or we can write it as T is determining T. Next for S, coming to S, what we get for S, there is again there is no any functional dependency that individually holds where S is on left hand side. Okay. Next, coming to the O, third one, what we will get from O we can go to R. Okay. From R we can go to T, and from T we cannot go individually anywhere, and from trivial one we can get O. Now we have T and O, but we will not be having R because R is not in this SN1. Getting it? So R is not in this one. So closure of O, for closure of O, we will get T comma O. Okay. Or what we can infer from here, O can derive T. Okay. Just the attribute which is in left side, we have to take it in left side, and we can take the other attributes in right side. This is the functional dependency, we can derive it from here. Okay. Next, now we have individual attributes. Now we will go pairwise. If we will take TS, closure of TS, what we will get? Closure of TS will provide us O, TS are there with the help of this, and we cannot consider R because it is not in that subrelation. Okay, so we have OTS. Now what we can infer from here, we can infer T and S are on left side, TS will derive O. Okay, this is the one dependency. Till now what we have got, O derives T, TS derives O. Same for if we get SO, these two, what we will get for SO, there will be
Now,
SO. Yes.
sir, how have you got TS is the set of OTS?
Okay, from TS go to this functional dependency 1. Okay,
Yes, sir.
first
Okay, fine.
TS will be there and from here O will be there, but we cannot go from O to R because R is not there in the subrelation what they have provided. Okay, from SO where we will end up, yeah, from SO will be there trivially, and from S individually we cannot go anywhere, but from O we can go to R, but R if we will take R will land up to T, and we have to discard R because it is not in this subrelation. Okay, so from here, sorry, please mute your mic. So from here what we get, we will get SO derives T. Next SO is done, TS is done, next is OT, closure of OT. What we will get from O, we will first there will be OT trivially, then from here we can go to R, but R is not in that relation, so it will end up with a trivial relation. So there are some trivial relations like T determines T, S determines S, OT determines OT, but there are some relations O determines T, TS determines O, and SO determines T. Okay, so from this, if we say it as F1 and it as F2, so from F1 what we have got? We have got organization derives title, TS derives O, and SO derives T. Okay, now coming to F2, what it is telling, there is only O and R. Okay, so if we will take closure of O, what we will get? Closure of O will provide us O itself, and from there O to R, and rest we can exclude because they are not in the relation. From here what we will take? O derives R, and from R if we will take closure of R, what we will get? R will go to T, T will not be able to go anywhere individually, so there will be R only. So there is trivial relation, R provides R, and there is one relation that O provides R. Okay, from F2 we have got O provides R. Now in individual relation there are these relation. Let me first raise something. Okay, so in original dependencies there were three things. TS provides O, we have got it here, then O provides R, we have got it here. Okay, then R derives T, which we are not able to get it from here. Okay, so it is not dependency preserving because one dependency we have lost. So we have now two options left, C or A. So for decomposition is lossless. So for lossless decomposition, there is a condition that if it should be if at least one of the functional dependency are in closure of the functional dependencies. Okay, so if we take f1 provides f2, if you will solve it, you will get that it is able to derive this f. Okay, so if any one of the functional dependencies or sub relations are able to form this kind of relation, then we can say it as lossless. Okay, so actually the decomposition is lossless, but we are not able to preserve this dependency. Okay, so this is the I think most lengthy questions solved in this session. Any doubt? Okay, so this is, I think, the last question I have selected for today. Let's this is telling that what is the number of attribute lossless decomposition. Okay, for lossless decomposition, if we decompose any relation in any number of sub relations, if there consider there is f1 and f2, like in this case there is f1 and f2, this if f1 and intersection f2 is able to derive f, then we can say that if at least one of the closure if we at least one of the dependency we take closure of that, if it is resulting in the functional dependency, original functional dependency, then we can say that it is not lossless. So today's time is actually over. I will repeat it again, only this part, lossless decomposition, in next week. Okay, so I think I am covering the last question today, then in next week I will tell about this lossless again. Okay, I think functional dependency is clear to everyone. Okay, is there any doubt in functional dependency preserving kind of? Okay, so here what it is telling, the number of attribute in candidate key or candidate keys of account holder. So just take the left hand side of the functional dependencies and take the closure. If take the minimal number of attribute, taking closure of which we just land to a final outcome. Okay, means if we are taking closure of minimal number of attributes and it is able to take all the attributes given in the actual relation, then we can say that it is the candidate key. Huh? Then uh, let's see, if we are taking this saving account, we are taking its closure, what we will get? We will get saving balance, first saving account itself, saving balance, then last transaction amount, last transaction date. Okay, these four are covered. Now what we are left with? PPF account, PPF balance. So there is next relation which is telling PPF account actually there has PPF balance. So if you will take closure of PPF account, there will be nothing but PPF account and the PPF balance. Okay, So if we will take closure of saving account and PPF account, what we will get? We will get PPF account also, we will get PPF balance also. Next, what we are left with? We are left with FD account, FD balance. So in these two functional dependencies, they are not there. We have third option, FD account, then FD balance. If we will consider FD account also in the closure set, what we will get? We will get FD account also and the FD balance. So if we will see closely, there are three attributes. If we will take them compositely, we can determine all the attributes which are there in the relation. So the answer will be 3 here. Okay. So that is all from today from my side. I will cover the normal form question and the lossless decomposition. I think uh, there are less example for that, and it is not proper for this lossless. So I will take another example and 1NF 2NF also in other normal forms also in the next lecture. Okay, so thank you all. We will meet next week.
Thank you, sir.